Oh my God, we're here! Whoa, that is way bigger than I thought. So, did they bury people in here, like the Egyptian pyramids?
Not quite. This is El Castillo. Unlike the Great Pyramids of Egypt, it wasn't built as a royal tomb.
So what was it for?
That's where it gets interesting. It was a temple dedicated to Kukulcán, the feathered serpent deity. The Maya carefully designed it around their calendar and observations of the sky. There are 4 staircases, facing each direction of the compass, with 91 steps on each staircase. Add the temple platform at the top, and that gives us 365, the number of days in the solar year.
Wow, that would be a long climb.
Actually, you can't climb it anymore. It's forbidden.
Why is that?
To protect the pyramid, thousands of people climbing the steps were gradually wearing down the ancient stone.
Probably for the best. I was already getting tired just looking at it.
Don't worry, Kukulkan comes down to you.
He does?
At the equinoxes, sunlight strikes the pyramid at just the right angle. The terraces cast a series of triangular shadows along the staircase. As the sun moves, the shadows appear to join together, creating the shape of a serpent winding its way down the pyramid. Kukulkan coming down from the heavens.
That's really impressive. How did they work that out?
The Maya were remarkably skilled astronomers. Come on, I'll show you their observatory. This is El Caracol. The name means the snail because of the spiral staircase inside.
A snail? I can kind of see it. Is this where they track the movements in the sky?
Yes, we believe the Maya used this building for astronomical observations. Inside, there were narrow openings that created specific lines of sight toward the horizon.
So they could basically use the building to line up what they were seeing in the sky?
Notice how different it looks from the other buildings here. Circular buildings like this are unusual in Mesoamerican architecture.
Why did they make this one round?
We don't know for certain. Its unusual shape and carefully positioned openings are some of the reasons archaeologists think it may have been used for astronomical observations. Venus was particularly important to the Maya. They even built a temple here dedicated to it. But we've got a couple more stops to make before we get there.
This place is full of secrets.
And we've barely scratched the surface. These buildings look different from the ones we've seen in the main plaza. That's because they belong to a different architectural tradition, influenced by the Puc and Chinese regions. We don't know exactly what it was used for, but it appears to have been an important civic and religious complex. On the right is the Nunnery, but it wasn't actually a convent. The Spanish gave it that name because they thought it resembled one. And on the left is La Iglesia. Look at the facade. It's a beautiful example of Puc architecture, with intricate geometric patterns and images of Maya gods. Just look at those enormous masks. They represent Chac, the Maya rain god.
Is that another pyramid?
It is. This one is called El Osario, but you might hear it called the High Priest's Grave, although we don't actually know who was buried here. What makes this place really interesting is what's underneath it. There's a natural cave beneath the pyramid, and archaeologists found human burials and offerings inside.
Wait, there's a cave underneath it?
Yes. For the Maya, caves could be sacred places connected with the underworld.
Were all these buildings for religion?
Practically all of them had a sacred purpose. The Maya saw the divine in everything around them. Chichén Itzá was one of the most important cities in the Maya world. Thousands of people lived normal lives here. They worked, traded, played games, raised families, and worshipped their gods. We're coming up to the Great Ball Court now. This is the largest known ball court in Mesoamerica. Here, the Maya played their famous ball game, known as pits.
How is it played?
See those stone rings? They're about 8 meters above the ground. The players had to keep a heavy rubber ball in play, using mainly their hips, forearms, shoulders, and back.
Without using their hands or feet?
That's right. Want to try?
It's not exactly what they used. I'm starting to understand the 8-meter problem.
Fortunately, you're just practicing and don't have to get it through the ring.
Fortunately.
Harder than it looks, right? The ball could weigh around 3 kilograms, and players wore protective gear because getting hit by it could cause serious injuries and even death. This wasn't simply a game for fun. It had important religious and political meanings. Maya imagery connects it with the underworld and with ideas of death, rebirth, and the renewal of life. People of all ages played different forms of the game, including socially. But here at Chichén Itzá, the game had a much more serious side.
What's happening here?
This is one of the ball court's reliefs. It shows a player having a very bad day. Look at the serpents coming from his neck. It's a metaphor for blood. The imagery connects the ball game with sacrifice, death, and renewal.
Wait, what? So the losers were sacrificed?
We know sacrifice was associated with the ball game, but we don't know whether the victim was a winner, a loser, a captive, or someone sacrificed as part of a particular ritual. What's really interesting is how the whole court was designed around the game. Down here are stone benches.
So people could sit down here and watch?
Possibly. And at either end of the court, there were raised structures that gave people an elevated view.
Did you hear that?
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about the acoustics.
Hello! Okay, that's actually pretty cool.
Come on, I'll show you where the elite got a bird's eye view of the game.
Too soon.
We've got the temples at either end, including the North Temple and the Temple of the Jaguars. This is the North Temple, also known as the Temple of the Bearded Man, because of an unusual carving inside. Facial hair was unusual in Maya imagery.
And was there another temple at the other end?
Yes, the South Temple was much larger, but most of it has been destroyed. These elevated temples gave the city's elite an excellent view of the ball court. Rulers, nobles, priests, and other important figures could have watched the games from here. Temple of Jaguars overlooks the ball court from above. Its position would have given people up here an excellent view of what was happening below.
So this was the VIP section?
Something like that. When the elite didn't partake in the games, they would likely have been watching from up here.
Why is it called the Temple of the Jaguars?
Look closely. Jaguars, serpents, and shields appear throughout the temple. Jaguars were powerful symbols in Maya culture, associated with warriors, rulers, and supernatural power.
The serpents would represent Kukulcán, but what about the shields?
That's one of the clues that warfare was an important part of the imagery here. Inside, there were even painted murals depicting warfare. The jaguar often appears together with the eagle in Maya imagery. They are associated with warriors and the taking of captives. And there is a monument here where those two predators appear together.
Let me guess. The Temple of the Eagles and Jaguars?
You're catching on. But it's actually the platform of the eagles and jaguars. Look closely at the carvings.
Are those hearts?
They are. The eagles and jaguars are shown consuming human hearts, in imagery connected with warfare and sacrifice.
And Kukulcán is also here?
Yes, the platform has 4 staircases, and each one is decorated with feathered serpent imagery.
What did they use this platform for?
That's something we don't know for certain, but something very interesting was found inside it. The first chakmul ever discovered was found right here in 1875.
What's a chakmul?
It's a type of ritual sculpture. A reclining figure with a bowl or tray across its stomach, probably used to receive offerings.
Can we see it?
The one discovered here is now in the National Museum of Anthropology in Mexico City. But I've got something just as interesting to show you. Follow this road north and you'll find one of the most mysterious places at Chichén Itzá.
What is it?
A natural hole in the ground.
That's the mystery?
Wait until you see what's at the bottom.
What is this place?
That's the Sacred Cenote.
That's not what I expected. Is this where they got their water?
Yes, but it was also a very sacred place where they made offerings.
Like what?
Gold, jade, ceremonial objects, and human beings. I see your shock, but for the Maya, they were sending these offerings into a sacred realm. The Maya associated rain and water with Chak, one of their most important gods. And here's something remarkable. Some of the objects found in this cenote came from hundreds of kilometers away.
People traveled all the way here just to make offerings?
Exactly. Chichén Itzá attracted pilgrims from across Mesoamerica.
They sure spent a lot of time thinking about the heavens and the underworld.
Indeed. The Maya believed the gods could communicate through the world around them. This is the platform of Venus. Those half-star symbols represent Venus as the morning star.
Why was Venus so important?
The Maya carefully tracked when it appeared and disappeared because they believed the movements of celestial bodies could signal the right or wrong time for important events.
They were looking for a message from the gods.
Precisely. Here at Chichén Itzá, Venus was closely associated with Kukulcán. His imagery connects the sky, the calendar, Venus, and the architecture of the city.
So was this where they actually watched Venus?
Possibly, but we can't say for certain exactly how this platform was used.
So another Maya mystery?
I'm afraid so.
William, why are there hundreds of skulls on that wall?
That's the Tzompantli. The imagery here reminds us that warfare had a very real human cost.
Were these supposed to represent people they defeated?
Possibly, The skulls appear alongside warriors and eagles, suggesting a connection with warfare, victory, and sacrifice.
So we've seen jaguars, eagles, snakes, Venus.
And human hearts. Well, you haven't met the warriors yet. Time for our last stop.
Is that a chakmul?
You've got eagle eyes. This one is still at the temple, guarding the entrance to the upper chamber. This is the Temple of the Warriors. But despite the name, we don't think this was a military headquarters.
Then why call it that?
Because warriors are everywhere. Hundreds of columns, carvings, and sculptures depict them, alongside images of gods and supernatural beings.
Are all those columns carved?
Many of them are. These are the 1,000 columns. They supported a roof that once covered this enormous complex.
There are actually 1,000?
Not quite. The name is a little exaggerated.
Where did ordinary people live?
We're in the ceremonial heart of the city. Most people lived in the areas surrounding the center. This reconstruction gives us an idea of what traditional Maya domestic architecture could have looked like. Nearby, there was also a structure associated with bathing. 1,000 years ago, Chichén Itzá would have been a very different sight. Its buildings brightly painted, its plazas full of people, and its city alive with color and activity.
It's fascinating to know that it wasn't just a ceremonial center, but a city where people lived their everyday lives. And now we're walking through their city, thousands of years later.
That's what makes places like this so special.
Thank you so much for the tour. We learned so much today.
It was a pleasure to show you this beautiful place. Safe travels.
That was so much fun. Woo! Where should we go next? Tell us in the comments.